Attack on MP Krista Kiuru in Helsinki. Allegations of Chinese cargo ship involvement in Baltic Sea incident. Dozens of families forced to leave homes near Finnish military airbase. Migri cancels over 350 student residence permits, numbers continue to rise. On the afternoon of December 13, MP Krista Kiuru, Social Democratic Party, was attacked by a 34-year-old man at Kajaani Park in Helsinki while on her way to pick up her child from daycare. According to the police, the suspect unexpectedly struck Kiuru in the face before fleeing the scene. The suspect was arrested at an apartment in Vantaa on December 14 and has been interrogated. In his statement, the suspect claimed he did not recognize Kiuru as a member of parliament and described his actions as unintentional. However, the police believe intoxication may have been a contributing factor. Currently, there is no evidence suggesting a political motive behind the attack. Kiuru received medical attention and has safely returned home. Finland's political leaders have strongly condemned the act of violence, calling for dialogue to eliminate violence in society. The police investigation is ongoing. According to the Wall Street Journal, the Chinese cargo ship Yipeng 3, suspected of cutting communication cables in the Baltic Sea, reportedly acted under instructions from Russian intelligence. Investigators revealed that Russia allegedly directed the ship's captain to use its anchor to sever the cables. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov dismissed the accusations as absurd and ridiculous. NATO is reportedly struggling to respond to the incident, while European officials are avoiding public accusations to prevent public panic. The WSJ reported that shortly after the incident, the Russian warship Mercury appeared in the Kattegat region between Denmark and Sweden, conducting electronic reconnaissance related to Yipeng 3. The ship later transmitted encrypted data to headquarters in Kaliningrad, Russia. Notably, since March 2024, Yipeng 3 has frequently visited Russian ports, including Murmansk and Ust-Luga, despite not having docked in Russia since 2015. This shift has raised questions about a possible new relationship between the ship's owning company and Russia. Contracts for 64 family apartments near military airports in Rovaniemi, Tikkakoski, Jyväskylä, and Siilinjärvi will be terminated by the end of May 2024. These apartments were originally built to house airport staff and later purchased by Asuntoruki Oy from the Civil Aviation Authority in 2009. Ownership has since been transferred to Metsähallitus, the agency managing land for Finland's defense forces. As part of strategic security measures, the houses near the airports will be demolished. The relocation has surprised and caused difficulties for many residents in finding new homes. A total of 127 people live in these apartments, including 28 families in Rovaniemi, 20 in Tikkakoski, and 16 in Siilinjärvi. The Defense Forces stated that the decision aims to prevent civilian activities near military airports, ensuring safety and national security. After demolition, the areas will remain under Metsähallitus management but will no longer be used for residential purposes. The Finnish Immigration Service (Migri) has revoked over 350 residence permits for international students, with the number expected to rise. The main reasons are unsatisfactory academic progress or lack of genuine participation in studies. Since 2022, Migri has reviewed approximately 13,000 residence permits for international students and is considering canceling around 10% of them. Most cancellations involve students who fail to meet requirements such as slow academic progress, insufficient documentation, or inadequate financial support. Two Sri Lankan students at Har Mer University of Applied Sciences (HAM) shared that while the scrutiny is stressful, they do not see it as a major issue if all requirements are met. However, they expressed a desire for more detailed information and personalized support from Migri to help comply with the regulations. HAM emphasized the importance of stricter student selection during the admission process to ensure applicants are genuinely motivated to study and complete their programs. This approach would also foster a more transparent and effective learning environment. In Finland's capital region, Lidl supermarkets have started placing alarm labels on food products to deter theft. These labels are prominently displayed on items such as coffee packages, meat, fish, and other high-value goods. According to legal representatives, the decision to use alarm labels depends on each store, particularly for items that are frequently stolen. Jan Nair Autonimi, head of risk management at SOC, noted a significant increase in the use of alarm labels across supermarkets, extending beyond electronics to food items. Products such as alcohol, cheese, and even vitamins are now being tagged. Additional measures include limiting the quantity of products on shelves and requiring customers to contact staff for more items if needed. This system is reported to significantly reduce theft by creating psychological barriers for potential offenders while effectively protecting high-value goods in supermarkets. The city of Tampere is considering deploying security guards in the city center to address issues related to drug trade and use. According to Mayor Kalervo Kumola, the plan is inspired by the Turku model, where security guards assist the police in maintaining public safety. Businesses and residents in Tampere have expressed concerns about open drug use and related criminal activities in the city center. A public survey identified this as the most significant security concern. Under the proposal, security guards would not directly intervene in criminal acts but would observe and promptly report incidents to the police when necessary. The use of police university students from Tampere for surveillance support is also being discussed, though this would require legal changes. A pilot program is expected to launch next summer when drug-related issues typically increase in the area. The city hopes this initiative will significantly enhance security in central Tampere. Google has released its list of the most searched keywords and phrases by Finns this year. Notable topics include the presidential election, electricity prices on the trading market, and the phenomenon of frozen water pipes. Additionally, people sought information about former hockey player Jana Puhaka, who died in a homicide case, as well as the e-commerce platform Temu and an election assistance tool. Other popular phrases included "What does skibbity mean?" and "Why was the Netherlands disqualified from Eurovision?" Google categorized the searches by topic, reflecting the diverse interests of the Finnish population over the past year. Starting in July, ships in Finland will be prohibited from discharging sewage and sulfur scrubber wash water into coastal waters. This marks a significant change in environmental protection laws aimed at reducing pollution and eutrophication in the Baltic Sea. According to Ville Wahlberg, director of the Baltic Sea Action Group, the law is considered a global pioneer and could serve as a model for other Baltic coastal nations. However, there is a transition period. Greywater discharge will still be allowed for the next 5 years, and outside Finland's territorial waters, discharges remain legal. Currently, about 20% of cargo ships discharge wastewater into sewage systems at ports instead of the sea. Over the past 5 years, the amount of ship-treated wastewater handled at ports has tripled. Discharged wastewater from ships contains bacteria and nutrients that cause severe pollution, particularly algae blooms in the Baltic. With approximately 2,000 ships operating daily in the Baltic Sea, the new law is expected to significantly reduce pollution from this source, contributing to the protection of the marine environment. Starting in early 2025, housing subsidies in 6 cities, Kajaani, Kouvola, Lappeenranta, Mikkeli, Pori, and Vaasa, will be significantly reduced or eliminated under new legislation. These cities will be moved from Group 2 to Group 3 in the subsidy system, meaning residents will have to cover most of their rental costs themselves. The government justified the decision by citing lower average rental prices in these areas compared to other Group 2 cities. However, critics argue that the cost of living in these cities has not decreased. Instead, rising energy prices, interest rates, and maintenance costs are driving up rents. Additionally, from 2025, housing subsidies will consider the recipient's assets, including real estate, savings, and other property. Homeowners, in particular, will no longer be eligible for housing subsidies. This move aims to save €30 million for the national budget but may leave many residents struggling to cover living expenses, especially in smaller cities. Residents like Dennis Tuomola from Lappeenranta have expressed concerns about having to find new housing due to the inability to afford rent. Many housing companies in Finland are facing a severe financial crisis. By the end of October this year, 55 bankruptcy filings had been submitted, double the number from last year. The primary causes are inflation, rising interest rates, and difficulties in collecting service fees from residents. Additionally, many commercial premises remain vacant, leading to a significant drop in income. The financial crisis has left many housing companies unable to carry out necessary renovations, resulting in severe property deterioration and challenges in securing loans. Alarmingly, some housing companies have fallen into a legal black hole, where the company cannot afford bankruptcy, properties lose value, and residents risk losing their homes. Experts recommend long-term financial planning to maintain operations and property value, particularly when maintenance funds are insufficient to meet renovation needs. Second-hand shopping is becoming a major trend in Finland, with the volume of goods processed by postal service Posti increasing fivefold in just 1 year. Popular items include clothing, shoes, handbags, and jewelry. November marked a record month for the platform Tori, where sales increased by 22% compared to the same period last year. Jenny Tuomisto, director of Tori, revealed that users make approximately 500,000 transactions each month, with demand particularly high during the Christmas season. Nella Lipsanen, a second-hand enthusiast, shared that she often looks for unique items that match her personal style. "Wearing second-hand clothes gives me peace of mind that I won't see someone else wearing the same thing," she said. For her, reasonable prices and sustainable consumption are key motivators for buying used items. This trend is not only popular domestically but also has international connections, with platforms like Vinted facilitating cross-border transactions. Second-hand shopping is no longer just a way to save money but has become a modern lifestyle, reflecting environmental responsibility and unique aesthetic preferences. Food prices in Finland are now approximately 20% higher than in the winter of 2022, before inflation accelerated. According to the latest data, coffee prices have risen by 18.7%, and chocolate by 20.2%, while prices for pork and fresh fish have decreased by 2.2% and 2.4%, respectively. Although the cost of pork and fish for this year's Christmas feast may see a slight drop, desserts like coffee and chocolate have become significantly more expensive. The main reasons include high energy and fertilizer costs, as well as extreme weather conditions in key production areas. Food prices peaked in March 2023, then slightly declined but remain far above pre-inflation levels. Research indicates that these price increases are stable and are expected to rise only slightly next year. Despite inflation easing to 1.0% in November, the growing risk of unemployment continues to dampen the Christmas spirit for many Finnish households, according to economic experts. Cryptocurrency brokerages in Finland are experiencing a surge in new customers, with numbers increasing tenfold compared to before. This growth is driven by Bitcoin, the largest cryptocurrency, surpassing the $100,000 mark. However, experts warn that the market is heating up, raising risks for investors, especially newcomers. Many are drawn to so-called meme cryptocurrencies, which can increase or decrease in value by thousands of % in a short period. This makes it easy for investors seeking quick profits to suffer significant losses. Nevertheless, experts recommend that long-term investment in stable cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin remains a safer strategy. In Finland, approximately 300,000 people own cryptocurrencies, most of whom are young men. The Finnish Institute for Health and Welfare (THL) announced the detection of vaccine-derived poliovirus (VDPV2) in wastewater in the Tampere region in November. This virus originates from oral vaccines containing live, weakened poliovirus. The finding indicates that at least one person in the area shed the virus during the sampling period. Individuals who are unvaccinated or undervaccinated are at risk of contracting the virus if exposed. However, the risk of a polio outbreak in Finland is considered low due to high vaccination rates and an effective surveillance system. According to THL, similar detections occurred in Finland in 2009 and 2013. Beyond Tampere, VDPV2 has also been found in wastewater in Spain, Poland, and Germany this autumn. Finland uses injectable vaccines that do not contain live virus, ensuring complete safety. With a childhood vaccination rate exceeding 98%, Finland maintains a high level of protection against polio. The last recorded case of polio in the country was in 1985. Medicine shortages in Finland are becoming increasingly severe, affecting hormone medications, ADHD treatments, opiate painkillers, and the memory drug galantamine. The primary cause is the concentration of pharmaceutical production in a few countries like China and India, combined with long and vulnerable supply chains. Patients face significant difficulties when prescribed medications are unavailable. A mother from Kouvola reported that her child had to stop ADHD medication throughout the summer and early school year. The doctor later switched to an alternative drug, as the original medication will not be available again until 2025. Additionally, adjusting prescriptions causes considerable time and financial waste. According to the Finnish Pharmacists Association, doctors spend nearly 14,000 hours annually modifying prescriptions, costing an estimated €1.4 million. To address the issue, the government is considering legislation allowing pharmacists to substitute equivalent medications. This bill is expected to be proposed next autumn, alleviating the burden on both the healthcare system and patients. The nursing shortage in Finland is worsening, while many hospitals are reducing staff. The Finnish Institute for Health and Welfare (THL) estimates that by 2040, the country will face a deficit of approximately 35,000 healthcare workers, including 9,000 professional nurses and 26,000 close care personnel. Katja Kannanen, a final-year nursing student, expressed concerns about the heavy workload she might face after graduation. THL attributes the situation to budget balancing pressures in social welfare regions. To cut costs, many areas have reduced staff or failed to renew short-term contracts. The demand for healthcare services is expected to grow due to an aging population, necessitating long-term solutions such as improved management, technology integration, and increased immigration. The Finnish government has launched programs to enhance the appeal and retention of healthcare professionals. However, many students remain worried about an uncertain future. According to the PIAAC study, PISA for Adults, by OECD, Finnish adults rank the highest among 31 participating countries in reading, numeracy, and problem-solving skills. Compared to over a decade ago, Finnish adults have shown significant improvement, in contrast to the declining performance of students in PISA studies. The average reading score of Finnish adults increased from 288 to 296, far surpassing the OECD average of 260. In numeracy, Finnish adults also achieved an impressive rise, from 282 to 294, compared to the OECD average of 263. For problem solving, Finland shares the top spot with Japan, scoring 276, while the OECD average is 251. The study highlights that the largest disparities exist between natives and immigrants. However, when language and educational background are considered, these gaps narrow significantly. Stefano Scarpetta, director of OECD, emphasized that Finland's education system and lifelong learning opportunities are key factors. He also noted that Finland's investment in upskilling workers, even after they enter the labor market, sets it apart from other countries. HPC has decided to establish a next-generation supercomputer and artificial intelligence AI factory, Lumi AI Factory, in Kajaani, Finland. The project will be located on the campus of the CSC Science and Technology Center, home to Europe's fastest supercomputer, Lumi. The Lumi AI Factory will be led by Finland, in collaboration with countries such as the Czech Republic, Denmark, Estonia, Norway, and Poland. This facility will provide a world-class computing environment to advance AI solutions. According to HPC, Kajaani was chosen for its superior infrastructure, expert workforce, and support services for supercomputing. The project will also contribute to the growth of the local AI community. Details about the Lumi development plan were announced by CSC on December 11, 2024, alongside Finland's Minister of Science and Culture, Sari Multala. This year's pop sensation, Mirella, leads the Emma Awards nominations with 6 categories: Artist of the Year, Album of the Year, New Artist, Song of the Year, Pop of the Year, and Audience's Choice. Mirella, 19, rose to fame just over a year ago with her hit Time and Tea, which has been streamed 20 million times and became the most played song on Spotify in Finland in 2024. The singer shared her thoughts on the nominations. "Everything has happened so quickly, it feels like living 5 years in one." Mirella's debut album, I Wish I Had Told You, was released in November. Alongside Mirella, artists Average Kidlake, Ega Zulu, and Pemoaino have each received 5 nominations. The Emma-gaala will take place on March 8 in Espoo, celebrating the brightest stars of Finland's music industry.